That's fine. I think we're live.
Now we're live with my crooked thumbs up.
I'm just going to double check as we're sitting here because
I have no way of knowing. I left my phone upstairs, my tablet upstairs. I'm
well,
focused.
We're probably live. It's probably working.
I'm 100% focused.
But it's still something new. Yep, we're live. Okay.
Yay. All right. Well, here we are.
So we're here, and it's been a while since we've gotten together for talking overtime. We've been chatting, but I ran into some medical issues and just things like that where I kind of got behind on a lot of things. So it's nice to be able to sit back down and, chat about things that, care about. And,
dumb stuff.
And then make proper comments and kind of go that route. But
yep.
I don't know if anybody's going to be watching. We're doing the live thing here just because
we always have 60 people eventually. Or it's just me, or it's me 60 times.
But there's the comments over there. You can post a comment if you want to ask a question. But the wheel's ready to
Feel
go.
free to ask Alf something.
Yeah, and you can ask Alf something if you want. But let's jump in and hopefully it'll work.
So we know what to talk about. All right. What are the topics for this week? I think we picked them out, so I'm pretty sure I already know.
Yeah, I gotta kick this over here. All right.
The wheel share. Ooh, colors differently. I like it.
Yeah, it's very earth tone.
Yeah, look at that. Very natural. Very Moss Man.
Yeah, so these are our options here.
All the Masters figures, DC trailers.
It should be pretty self-explanatory. So the worst toy transformation that's gonna be Mask.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things out there that could be, but and I'm planning on doing something more with that because there are some that are pretty on that front.
For as many good ones as there are definitely some that are just like, Billboard Blast is gonna win, right?
I don't know.
The win for the suckiest transformation. It opens up like a sandwich. Like, it doesn't do anything.
That's true.
I could have invented that. And I'm no engineer.
I'm going to share out the link here real quick before we get started. Now, I'm thinking like, because Dave and I still have to finish the figure tier list. It's my fault that
that thing started off hot, and then I don't know where we're at on that.
We're getting ready to do the seconds line.
The what line?
Split seconds.
Oh, so, you guys can just stop. You don't have to do that.
Well, it's probably going to be pretty low.
They're horrible.
On a lot there.
They're the worst.
But
I'm rooting for all these are good. I'm rooting for any of them.
All right.
So I'm gonna win no matter what.
Yeah, we'll give a spin here.
I'll say it's gonna go to Mask in 20 years, just because I like to gamble on this.
I didn't share the sound.
Oh, the no sound. I'm not gonna know if it's fun or not. I almost picked GC trailers. That's like so close.
Where'd it go?
It happened. It went away. Oh, the wheel's really rusty. The wheel is rusting.
Where'd it go?
I'm only in control of talking about the things.
Well, the funny thing is that they had the DC fandom,
and
my entire house was sick, so I didn't even I forgot that they were out. And the Batman trailer, you had the Flash reveal with Mike.
Yeah, that was cool. That's who cares about the Flash? Like, that's the problem with the Flash trailer. Like, the Flash got overshadowed by Michael Keaton. Like, nobody was like, "Oh, Flash, good. Let's just see Michael Keaton."
The picker wheel just deleted all this stuff.
Are you kidding me? We lost the wheel. I have to freestyle this. I'm not capable of that.
There we go. I got it.
Give me a reason to talk.
It's back. Sorry.
Yeah, like Michael Keaton overshadowed the Flash trailer, so who cares about Flash? I care about Michael Keaton.
Well, I'm kind of like, I don't love Ezra Miller, but
Some
I'm
people hate him.
interested. I'm interested to see like how it like is, and this is a little bit deeper, but it was like, is Michael Keaton's Batman going to be like the villain in it? Like, I don't know.
Is he even going to be in it, or is it like a
Yeah,
10-minute thing, or is
he's
he like
dressing
in
up.
it?
He's in it.
He's like
Um,
Chewbacca amount of screen time.
yeah, he's probably in it for maybe 7 minutes or something. But
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he's in it for a scene. Is he just like, this is what I think the Flash must do. Goodbye. I'm
but
Michael Keaton.
there's also Ben Affleck's Batman too. So there's that element. But
That's the whole gimmick on the movie. Is just the chance to see all these different. It's like Far From Home with Spider-Man or whatever that movie's called, the new one.
No Way Home. Yeah.
No Way. Yeah, No Way Home. There it is. There it is. Far From Home, No Way Home, Homecoming. They love home. But yeah, that's the whole gimmick, is you get to see like all your favorite actors that have portrayed him over the years. Like, but it's like, I don't know, it's the first Flash movie, and I feel like nobody cares that it's a Flash movie. They just want to show me the different Batmans.
Yeah. Well, when I saw the Batman trailer, it was pretty interesting. Like, they keep talking about how it's going to be like part horror movie, part really like detective story-esque and thing, and that's never been something that's really been delved into in a DC movie. Like I guess there was that one movie that James Gunn did. It was like if Superman went bad, like when he was a kid. I don't remember what it was called.
Oh, was it animated?
No, it was a live action thing.
Superman went bad as a kid?
He wasn't called Superman. I
don't know. I'm blanking completely.
But it was supposed to be like a horror movie type thing. There hasn't been really much of that to, really kind of delve into, but it looked pretty. The action looked pretty good in it. The visuals, like I was kind of amazed at what they put together, and
It's DC, or is it just like kind of like what Superman would be like? But it's not like a DC thing.
It's a DC property.
Really? I don't know why I'm blanking so hard on this one, but I am.
Let me here real quick. 99% sure that was him.
I don't know.
Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. But yeah, the trailers were. I think Black Adam's the one that I saw getting the most play on Twitter.
That's been like teased
that was
for
the
like
one that
10
people
years.
Like were freaking out. I know, and I'm one of the 5 Shazam fans, Captain Marvel. So I was into it, and I had just seen The Rock rap, which The Rock can do everything better than anybody else except for rap. You should go out of your way to see it.
Movie's Brightburn.
Who?
Brightburn, it's called.
That escapes me. That did not hit the.
Produced by James Gunn. So
that did not hit me. So
he was involved in it, but I just wasn't correct on it.
Yeah, that one flew past me at some point.
Yeah, it's like a Superman horror movie. It's not. They don't really call him Superman.
Like I would like for Batman. Like if you read the Batman, the Jeff Loeb stuff and Tim Sale, like his comics, they're not all the 2-hour action movies that a lot of Batman movies just are. Like this, that, the other. I would like it a little bit more slow, quiet, methodical, but I think they always rely on superhero movies have to have a lot of explosions and action and jokes.
Sky beams.
Yeah, and I would love it just to be a little more subdued and like kind of like cerebral instead of like Tom Hardy, who's amazing, but that last Dark Knight was just like a mess of action and nonsense.
Yeah, there are some things you have to pull back on, and if it works, which it almost positive it will, because it's Batman. You'll have that aspect where maybe you have other movies that'll occur like that. So, and
that guy that plays him is a good actor. He just got a lot of heat for being Twilight, and everybody. It was in vogue. It was in vogue to make fun of Twilight for a long time because
I'm not worried about
if something's popular, people are going to shred it. Just because people hate things that are popular.
I think it'll actually be I think he's, from what I saw and from what I've heard, it's apparently he like killed it as Batman. So,
and the Riddler's my favorite villain. I know that sounds crazy because there's better villains, I guess, but the Riddler is my favorite Batman villain.
No, I think he should be more.
So I'm looking forward to it with that,
like
because the Riddler got Gorshin, who's the best, Jim Carrey, who kind of just did a Gorshin impression. I'm sorry, he just kind of
he's just
did the same. He did the same thing. He did like a Frank Gorshin meets Ace Ventura kind of thing.
Yeah,
and then I want to see whatever this is because it could be cool.
Yeah, I'm thinking it will be on that front. We had a couple of viewers. We're talking about some of the DC trailers.
Oh, I don't get to see the viewers.
Joining us live here.
Oh, hey, it is. There's Lee Evans. He's here. That's because it's like 1:00 in the morning where he is, I think.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
What's up, man?
But
pass out. It'll be available for the rest of all time.
Yeah, you can give it a watch later. But yeah, we were just talking about some of the DC trailers and what came out. But Black Adam does look pretty cool too. I am interested to actually see it, and I'm more interested in Dr. Fate, I think, out of it than I am Black Adam.
See, that's the thing that they're doing. They're just throwing all these characters into all the movies. So it's either going to be awesome to see all the characters, or it's going to be just a big convoluted mess. Suicide Squad had a lot of characters in it, but I felt like they focused enough where I felt like I got a grasp of everybody. But I get word in these team movies that they just try to do too much.
Yeah,
but Pierce Brosnan looks awesome. It looks like it's going to be good with him.
I think it will be.
And The Rock's good. The Rock's good in everything except for rapping in that video I just saw.
I can't do the Rock counter in this one here.
No, The Rock counter. Yeah, no, don't do it. Yeah, 1:30 in the morning. Lee Evans is a trooper. Go to bed, dude.
But for Lee, we'll get to another topic here. Let's get back over to the share here real quick.
All right, spin it. So yeah, DC trailers look fun. To sum it up, look at that.
Well, it might be something that I'm actually going to.
Corey, Mike, I stopped watching Gotham. I hate to say it, I was super bored. I was about 10 episodes in. I remember like Catwoman was on the back of a bus or something. I just got bored.
I started not liking it. I think by was it season 3 maybe? I don't even remember how long it went.
Oh yeah, you hung in there. I was just like, I give up on things pretty quick. If I'm not in love with it, I just move on. There's too much stuff to watch. If I don't love it within like 5 to 10 episodes, and that's a lot, I'm out. Like Game of Thrones. I was at the end of the first season. I'm like, I'm done, I think. No, this isn't a Flyers Islanders game.
Look, we can do this. Look.
It should be.
I can pop this stuff up with this thing. So look at that.
Oh, look, you can put the comments, a highlighted comment.
It's high tech.
So you're good at this.
Ready? Look at that. High tech.
Wow. Even Darcy gets up there.
And then Lee. Here we go. I know it's just nice to like have.
That's cool. I like that. Yeah, that's good.
Experiment with it. So
I don't want to see the Flyers with the. Well, actually, that's that's the game.
Oh, it's got noise this time.
You're coming off that big 6-3 win last night. Lose first inbox. Oh, I'm easy. I have only one thing to say.
Well, they have
lose.
Flyers. Yeah,
lose every time.
Let's zoom in there.
Yeah, lose every time.
It depends. Obviously, if you look behind me,
is it vintage?
It's 98% out of the box.
Yeah, if I have something, I want it out of the box. If it's a vintage and I get it in the box, I can't open it up. I did that with a couple of GI Joes, and now they're going for like $500 each, and I'm like, darn it! Like, what was I thinking?
Well, I just got the Jungle Challenge Matt-Trakker. It's not like I'm going to open that up.
Yeah, I know. You were nice enough to almost let me steal that, but I just spent too much money on toys.
Yeah. What's up, Darcy?
She's like screaming over there. 5 seasons now. I'm sad. Yeah, I watched 5 episodes.
Well, they're coming out with another show on HBO Max with the Commissioner Gordon. Like basically, it's a spin-off of the Batman movie, but they're taking Commissioner Gordon and doing whatever they're doing with that.
Gee, I know.
But some people are religious with one way or the other. I don't. If it's something that I think like, you know what, this is really going to be worth something one day that I'm picking up, I don't want to open it up. I'll keep it in the box. But
Unless I spent, I don't know.
It's very rare that I would do that, though.
Yeah, I don't collect for the future investment, like, ever. And I do keep it in mind, though. Like, if I buy a Masterpiece Transformer, I keep the box. If I buy something that's like $25, that box is in the garbage before that toy hits my basement. Like, I don't even keep the boxes.
You don't recycle, you just throw it in the trash. Wow.
No, I recycled it. All my boxes get recycled. I'm a good human. Don't judge me. Yeah. Hey, I don't even use paper for my art, so I feel like that's very green of me. But yeah, I don't keep the boxes. I have boxes for like 5 toys out of the hundreds I have down here.
I don't have any space to put them. Like, there's nowhere to. It's one thing to like. You can do both, and that's part of it too. But I find it's hard to do that.
Do you know the new Marvel figures? They're tiny, the 3 3/4 retro ones on the cards. If I bought those and I bought a Human Torch and took it off card and then I hated it, if I bought those and collected them, they would never come off card because the card is the only thing about those that I'm loving. The figures are like, dollar store figures. You can give them to your daughter and she can run around and do whatever. That's what we do with the Human Torch. He's been inspired by Captain Planet to recycle. Yeah, Bill's Captain Planet I have. So yeah, I love those on card, but everything else is just like loose. Like my whole collection's loose. You ever see like a mint art card collection where like the whole wall is just covered in like cards? That does not do it for me. And I'm glad that other people love that, but I can't. I would hate it. I just feel like it's a toy store.
For me, like I don't mind seeing that collection, but I wouldn't want to collect that way.
Yeah, I wouldn't want it to be my basement. I would just feel like I'm like overwhelmed by boxes and then another thing is if on card that thing starts going for like $300, I'm gonna sell it. Like there's no way I'm not gonna sell it.
Yeah, so like right now I still have the Manta and the Meteor in the box sealed from the Chili find.
That's different. That's a Chili find. That's like part of the history of that.
No, I know, but like I one of the things that I started delving into was the loose boxes, and they take up a lot of space. Like I don't have much space left to put anything in here, and I'm thinking that like I kind of have to cut. Like if I'm gonna try to get every box,
yeah, you're gonna be buried in it. You're gonna be like Principal Skinner, trapped bouncing a basketball in the garage.
Well, I'm gonna have to flatten them and store them. Like
yeah, and that's a crime right there. Darcy's actually getting my last mask box. I'm sending her the Condor box.
Oh, nice.
The Condor and Brad Turner. That's the birthday present I promised her.
That's nice.
So the last mask box I have is on its way to Bumble Frick, Pennsylvania.
As west as you can get Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Basically Ohio.
But it's and it was funny, like Darcy, Lisa, and I still have to recap RetroCon too, as part of me getting back into a routine with everything here. But seeing everything there was a lot of loose, but like the box stuff was ridiculously priced. Darcy might remember how much T-Bob was going for the box one on the card. But that's not even talking about mask. But
what was it, like $200?
I don't remember exactly. I know that I know she had a picture of it, so maybe she still has that. But it was just, it was just kind of like I wouldn't buy that. I wasn't going there for that. I was going there to like
some people just want a mission. Yeah,
and like I bought that encased figure, the graded one.
Calhoun, right? Yeah,
but I was like, this is so weird. I have to buy it.
You just bought it for the novelty of that. You didn't buy it because you have that.
Yeah,
but it was AFA graded.
Yeah, and it's one of my I would say.
Oh, but I'm sorry, I'm talking over you again. I have a habit of talking to the comments. Darcy's sitting there defending where she lives. I'm closer to New York, but she's closer to the part of New York that's like Ohio.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
You can justify it however you want, but
Yeah.
she's
New York,
west. She's west of us.
to me, the biggest part of New York, the New York cuts off at the city where I live. If you're above the city, you're in another country to me.
No, it's a valid point. I always forget that there's a New York State.
Yeah, it's like Canada. It might as well just be Canada.
But there's going to be both. I prefer loose. It helps you tangibly look at it, kind of recall what, why you collected it, why you had it when you were a kid, and
yeah, like even I could have kept him on card, but he's awesome. I want him running around.
You couldn't pet his hair in the card.
No, you couldn't. Now I can just pet it all night long.
Let's see. You got a Dynamo in the box,
but not during the day because he'll melt.
So Lee, that Dynamo. I'm trying to remember where it originated.
Everybody got a Dynamo at one point, right? I wasn't into Mask at that point, though.
It was similar to the Chili find,
mm-hmm.
Where a huge warehouse of dynamos were found.
Of all the ones, man, Jesus.
But it was a Dynamo.
God.
It was. I want to say. It was somewhere like around. It was like China or Japan or I just don't remember exactly where. It would have been somewhere where something would have been manufactured.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't know at that point where it would have been, but yeah, it's I would open it up. You have you can open it up.
Yeah, it's Dyna. Yeah, 175 on T-Bob. I would have guessed that, honestly. That's about what I would think.
But it's and just it goes back to we talked about it, like what is worth, like what are you gonna pay, what's the value of
yeah
it?
That's a whole different argument.
It's something to think about, like how often do I I have a TLL up there, the bubble is off the card.
Mm-hmm.
Do I care about that? No, I don't, because it's there. Like it's in. I think I paid. It was like $28.
Yeah, those days are gone.
So, you got a shrink wrap too.
He's got the whole deal. It's like Christmas Day over there.
Is mine shrink wrap? I don't remember. So I had one of those too.
I wasn't a part of the Dynamo craze. I missed out. I was probably doing another purge of my. I actually sold my original Mask collection in like 2010, and then regretted it for like 5 years before I dove back in. Maybe longer.
Everybody has regrets.
Yeah, I made up for it. I got it all back and some.
I regret not investing in Zoom before
and Bitcoin.
2000, March 2020.
Yeah, we can all have those kind of regrets.
But yeah, let's get the wheel going here.
Spin it up.
Topic.
Let's see where we're gonna go.
Hopefully the wheel will work. All right. So that didn't go away.
Some of the categories are still on there. We'll just ignore it if they land on it.
You can just do that.
Oh, there they go. Oh, you can just do that.
The wheel's rustier than we are.
The master of technology. I know, really. And I had the longest day. I had the longest day of all time. I just knew we were committed to the live, so I'm like, let's keep going. What is the category? It's really tight. Most ridiculous price seen. Nah. God, that's everything these days.
Well, is it?
It's not seen. It's most ridiculous price sold for in my eyes. Like seen, I've seen crazy prices forever. But sold for is where I'm like, I saw a mint on card Indiana Jones Kenner figure from the movie. I think it was Kenner. I'm pretty sure it's Kenner. Either way, they look like Star Wars figures. Sold for $10,000 last week. Like $10,000. We can almost buy our own ship for that much. Like that's too much, And I've seen them sell for $2,000, which to me is so crazy.
So me personally, I've seen like some really expensive like baseball cards in my day. I don't remember some of the back when I was actually like really collecting that element. Toy wise, I've seen a sealed Boulder Hill box. I don't remember the price, but it was something I couldn't afford. I've seen a sealed laser command. Not something that I could afford, but it was,
laser commands like they're going for like $1,000 or $2,000 right now, and you're like,
well,
why are you?
if I remember correctly, this was about 8 years ago, and I think it was about $3,000.
Oof.
And that's something like I've seen in person, but like, if anybody collects Nintendo games or follows the lore of
Same things happening with them.
But
what did that Mario go for?
It's like $35,000 or something.
Yeah, that's insane. That's an insanity.
Was it the Nintendo World Championship? It's like gold.
Yeah, that was one of the hardest to get out of the whole thing.
There's 26 gray ones, and then I forget how many gold ones.
And then it didn't come boxed; it was like loose, right?
It was part of a tournament. Yeah.
Yeah.
And those sold really high prices too. I don't remember exactly, but it's like that's what I'm kind of thinking about. Like, I don't know, like anybody that's in the chat, like, what is something that you've seen? Not, it doesn't have to be nostalgia. Like, if you walked into a store and you're looking at something going, what the hell am I going to pay $200 for this?
I get why it's happening. I just, it's just crazy. Like, even Masters of the Universe 5 years ago, when I first started collecting them again, every one of them, from He-Man to name, except for the few rare ones, they're all like $15 tops, $10 tops. Like, I was just buying them, and then sometimes it was like $12 shipped. I got Stridor for like $9.99 shipped, and the guy wrote me a message after he shipped it. Goes, it cost me more to ship it, and I was like, I'm sorry, you charged me $9.99 shipped, and like I didn't know what to say. But like, now these figures, He-Man and Battle Cat's like $100+ figure. That I used to have this Batman an animated series, like the main Batman figure. He comes with like a combat belt. I got that mint on card for like $50, and now I see it going for like $400. I'm like, oh my god, I shouldn't have sold that entire collection for. I think I sold that whole collection for like $300, and now that one figure is more than what I sold the whole collection for.
That one figure, and then the ventriloquist, of the ones that are worth something out of that line.
I don't think I ever had him, but I had all the basic figures on card. I had them hanging on a door, and then one day I just in another purge.
I mean, speaking of like Batman the Animated Series, the DC collectible line, I have a couple of them. Well, I had more before. I have Batman here, and I actually got a different one that has some of like the animated series shading on it. Those figures, like the ventriloquist figure, $500.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I get it. Daniel wrote, people bored at home, so they spend big bucks on nostalgia, and that's exactly it. We're all stuck. Not that we're all stuck in our houses, but a lot of people are spending more and more time. You are. A lot of people are spending more and more time at home. I mean, so yeah, they're just gonna bring the fun to them. And Paul's like, I think it's all about condition. Yeah, no, you can still get crappy condition Masters figures all day long. If you want to get a mint and complete, the prices are through the roof.
80% of what's here are the ones I had when I was a kid, and their legs don't, their legs are all, that's what it is. Really,
they're doing the Bambi splits.
Yeah, like Evelyn, Tila, like Merman.
Merman's the worst one. For some reason, Merman's legs are just like they're always sprawled out. I have to have mine on a doll stand to keep him, up.
Well, I guess we probably play it on the bathtub a lot because
something happened because Merman's always looking like he's about to melt into the ground.
I'm trying to think of what else would be.
I've seen too many crazy prices to even be shocked. Like, I'm not shocked when something sells. Indiana Jones last week, I was like $10,000. That's crazy, but I'm not shocked because there are so many people who just have expendable cash and no other reason to save it except for buying the Indiana Jones figure. And it's not my money, so I don't care.
Well, yeah.
And if I didn't have my collection, I'd be a little more irked right now that prices are through the roof. But I'm lucky I got in before insanity hit.
No, it's a valid point too, because while a lot of what I have is something I already had, the only thing really new that I'm getting in that I have has been some of the DC McFarlane figures and some of the Marvel Legends, but not a lot. It's just like I'm picking and choosing. If there's no space, then you don't.
Yeah, and those are stuff that not to upset you, but they're never going to be worth anything. The McFarlane figures are just
I'm not
you
worried
collect
about
them to have fun. Yeah, so you're just having fun with them.
It's like the McFarlane. So I have like some of them up here. I have Deathstroke and Red Hood. Like I don't those are
they're just cool
for me.
Cool characters.
The Flash and Etrigan. Like who's gonna buy Etrigan?
I can't stop. When we talked about that? I'm sorry, I'm interrupting again. Every time a comment happens, I'm just like, Bill doesn't exist. To the comments, Paul says, when does the bubble burst? You think? And I said there's a shelf life on 80s toys, and it lasts as long as we're interested. And I'm telling you, I'm 43, and I'm already like we've been talking recently between ourselves just in chats that we're downsizing and we're like consolidating what we're interested in and kind of cutting back a little bit. When we hit that age where I don't want to say like you move out of your house and your kids are out because that's 20 years from now, but I do think as the 43-year-olds, the 40-year-olds turn into 45-year-olds and 50-year-olds, you're going to see a bit of a slide, and then I think within like 10 years you're going to see 90s toys and some other stuff maybe go up, but the 80s stuff I think is going to be like Howdy Doody or the $6 Million Man, where like that stuff just is rotting on eBay forever.
That could be the case, or I mean, it really could be solidified too, where this kind of grouping of where we're really passionate about things that we're collecting. So maybe it carries. Maybe it doesn't burst.
It's weird, yeah, because our fathers kind of like let go of a lot of the stuff, that they grew up with and never like returned to it. They just end up finding other things or whatever they were. Our generation
with sticks and rocks.
Like I saved that rock from childhood.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is a different generation where like we definitely hold on to our hobbies and we're not embarrassed that we still like things we liked as children. And they're different. And you know what? I mean, I'm not gonna say goodbye to 90% of the stuff I have, but I do think there are people that are in it right now that are gonna get out of it before I ever do. I think the people who started doing this 10 years ago will be the ones that are doing it 10 years from now, and the rest of the in-betweens are gonna purge it on eBay and hope to make a killing.
It's hard. It is really hard to say. You think about like, I have a large mass collection, but it's not the largest. Like, how do you move all that? I don't know, man. How do you? Is it boxers or?
Yeah, no, and he's a friend of mine from Twitter. He's a good guy. They gone, but yeah, it's still I've underwear from high school. You want to know the worst thing in the world, and it probably gives me all kinds of rashes and stuff. I still have the pillow that I slept on my bed in high school. To this day, I still have that pillow in a pillowcase, and it is the color of coffee. It's gross, but I don't have any underwear from back then. They'd be squeezing on me anyway right now.
I still have like shorts, like. You pointed out, like I had those Adidas shorts, and like I have stuff from when I was in high school still that still fits.
Yeah, well, you're one of the lucky ones. I'm rocking dad style right this second.
Well, I don't know if it fit back then. It might have been too big.
Been loose.
But no, it's a good question, and we can kind of delve into it more with that question, Paul. We'll for the next one, we'll have it as a topic on the wheel, so we can really dig into it a little bit more here.
And congratulations, Dagon, on your incoming money coming your way.
Yeah. Let's get one more in here.
Yeah, spin one more time. Let's see what we got. Since we're here,
we are here.
It's probably gonna be Mask in 20 years, and it'll just say dead, and then just end this session.
All right, let's give it a spin. Close.
Store shelves.
Oh, that's why it's not working. I didn't do hide choice.
Oh, hide the choice. Hide the choice.
That's by fault. So store shelves.
Store shelves.
This is not grocery stores, obviously, and things like that. It's when you go through like the action figure aisle, or if you collect Matchbox cars or Legos or anything like that. Like what do you see? Because I see a lot of nothing in the action figure area. Where right now, pretty much anything within my area. If anybody doesn't know, I live like 5 minutes outside of Philadelphia on the New Jersey side. So it's a populated area, and there's a lot of Targets and WalMarts around this area. But it's usually I can find He-Man and Skeletor from Origins right now.
Everybody's can find those for the last year. You trip over those. Forget it. Yeah, Vagon's right. I see sadness on the shelves. But, around me, it's the same exact figures on the shelf every time I go. I'm not even looking for anything in particular. It's just a habit to stroll down if I'm at Target or Walmart. I'm not like hunting anything right now.
No, correct. I just kind of like go and I'm like, oh, look at that.
And it's always the same stuff. Last year was more Ghostbuster stuff that sat there doing nothing, but right now it's the utter disappointment. You have He-Man, Skeletor, that Trapjaw, Keldor pack that's there every time. Every Battle Cat you've ever wanted there every time.
Yeah.
The same exact wrestlers, the same exact Jurassic Park figures, the same exact Matchbox. You know what? Honestly, the these little Micro Machine Back to the Future and Batmobile stuff were cool there. My Target does a good job of keeping NECA stock, so if you're into NECA stuff, I always see that.
Mine does not.
Mine's good on that. My other Target, the other one towards the sketchier side of town, they do a poor job of it, but I don't go to that one that much. But yeah, if you're into collecting like Hot Wheels, forget it. You're drowning in it. But if you're into collecting action figure lines, you probably are hunting the same ones everybody else is, unless you just want to buy another He-Man and Skeletor that have been sitting there for a year now.
So,
but I get it.
I
get it.
Yeah, and it's also, I don't know. Stores don't know how to really properly keep the shelves intact. But I also don't know. Like, are the employees getting it beforehand and then putting it on eBay? Like, I don't know how that works. Like, are they allowed to do that? Like,
I don't know.
Right out of the chute. Like, I've never worked at a Target or a Walmart to know any of the ins and outs there, or anybody that worked there to ask that question. But that could be part of it too on that front. But when I the other day I went into a Walmart and
no problem, they got.
And then Paul says it's not even worth hunting, and it's true.
Paul's right. I've said that in the past a million times. I said the hunt is dead. It's not even fun. If I stumble upon something, yay. But I remember the WWE Origins hybrid figures they came out with a couple years ago, right? And they just they were like combining like Hulk Hogan with like Battle Arm He-Man. And I hunted those when I first got my truck last summer. I went to Walmart like 5 times a week. And then for like a month and a half, I was driving back and forth. And then I was just like, this is the dumbest thing I've done in my life. And that's saying something. So I quit and I never looked back, and I sold that whole collection. And now if I can't find it, I don't buy it. I'm not hunting anymore. There's not ever going to be a mission to go to a store and get it.
Correct. That's something that I'm at that level. I mean, like, unless obviously if Max came back and that was in stores, that'd be different.
Yeah.
But, I know. But when I was walking through the Walmart, there was 8,000 Eternals figures, the movie coming up, and then there was one Spider-Man from No Way Home sitting there, Tom Holland. I was like, this is odd. I'll get it. It's sitting there looking at me.
I've never seen Shang-Chi. Is that it?
They had
and I want to watch it, but those figures sat there for 5 months before they got clearanced out. Every one of them. Mine
never really had the Legends line. They only had the lesser quality ones. Like, I don't know what they're called, but they sat forever. Yeah, that's just part of it too. You have to look at what you're getting out of clearance, and
I see the same stuff. It's a repeat. Every time I go there, it's just like, ugh.
So GI Joe, I actually held a Snake Eyes, but I didn't get it because I don't collect them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen Cobra Commander, but yeah, it's not like I have 2 GI Joe figures over here.
I have
my original Duke and
mess of them
original,
over there.
You know,
See that Deltoff?
yes.
There's like 80 of them in there.
Well, it's not something I ever really collected. It's
No, I get it.
I didn't have a lot of them when I was a kid. I had some, but not a lot. So, but I don't know. It's just hard to. You think about KB Toys and Toys R Us back in the days when
that was so fun because it was just you were gonna find something 9 times out of 10, even if it was something you didn't. A lot of times you didn't know was coming out, and now like you basically show up there and you know what's going to be released a year ahead of time, and then you're mad when it's not there.
Well, I mean, essentially, you wouldn't have known anything unless, like the Sears Wish Book or something.
Yeah, I love that. Please, that was. I used to crush my legs.
But I remember digging through and see but you could actually find what you wanted. It wasn't. There
were still peg warmers back in the day, but it wasn't like today. Because there was so many figures because people collected them. I'm telling you, little kids don't buy action figures. It's us. We're the people that are buying them. Little kids grab them, but not at the rate that the adults do. Or they would order more of them. They just don't. They don't play with them like that.
Yeah,
it sucks, but it's the truth.
We gotta get our kids.
Hey, thanks for the compliments on the art, guys. Vagon says he sank the G.I. Joe movie by not going, and I can promise you that movie was going to sink if you saw it 1,000 times.
I'm glad I didn't see it yet.
You should do it in a way that if you have like a couple of funny friends over, you can kind of pull a Mystery Science Theater. It would be worth it, like that. I feel bad for the actors because they tried, man.
Well, you can try all you want, but
yeah,
if you're putting out kind of retreading the same things with a weird storyline, and what are you gonna do? So, I have one Sears Wish Book somewhere. Fortnite.
The Fortnite figures seem to do okay. The Roblox figures, but you got to aim. Like little kids are buying Roblox, Fortnite video game stuff. That's it.
Yeah,
and like the cheap those $10 tall superhero sell still, but like not like when we were kids where there was a reason for the racks to be full.
Well, like with Liam, the Titan series, I have some of those in the car. Like that's what he plays with in the car right now. And but in this cabinet here, that's where his toys go when he comes in here and he plays. Like, so there's Masters.
Here's my daughter's next toy. she can have it.
There's so the Origins figures are in there. There's some mass figures, like it's got like the boat from Gator, Condor, the Piranha.
He's got some extras.
There's stuff in there that he can play with. That
that's what this guy's down here for.
What is that? The yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's the one. I basically bought it to give to the kid after 5 minutes.
Yeah, those sat. I think I never saw them in Walmart. I saw one Revelation.
I've seen them everywhere. They don't move.
I don't see them in Walmart.
They don't move.
But there's like 10 Mossmans at the Target near me.
So Mossman's, Evil and Skeletor, He-Man, Battle Cat, the Skelegod. They're everywhere.
Yeah, and I mean it's a good line. I don't have the desire to collect it. I got them.
I think a lot of people are like you.
Mine are. I have Skeletor, He-Man, and Battle Cat sitting on top of me here. I got those because I was disappointed in the Origins line. They are what they are, but it wasn't something that was overly collectible for me.
They're cool. Again, I just gave them to my kid. Like I had them in vintage form, so I was just like, you can keep them.
Yeah. So I was like, oh, these look pretty cool. I'll get that because I have one Masters of the Universe classic figure, and that's He-Man. I don't know what it's worth.
The screaming one?
Uh,
Oh wait, no. Oh no, you need the classic. Hey, I'm glad
Yeah.
we can keep you company on your way home, Megan. The classic. Yeah, that figure is good. Do you have the original one or the Ultimates?
The original.
He's kind of have like a red face and he's a little squinty.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a cool
That's-
figure.
That's the only one I have. I never I tried to get in that line,
I am older.
but it was it was too hard, and that's a topic on here, like all the the master stuff. But that's a topic for another day.
Next time, 45 minutes. I think that's a solid amount of live time.
Yeah, it's a solid amount of live time. We're gonna wrap it up here.
Glad to get this back underway. It's been a while, so
yeah, we'll get back into a routine again. But look for some of these where it might just be me alone, but Darcy and Lisa, so they'll be joining me at some point soon whenever I can get time.
Can you put Daniel Karahunen's, if I'm saying that right, comment up? Not that one. That's Nick 40's a new 30. I'm 43, so I have about 100 Motu Classics right there. That's all you need to know. Daniel has enough money to pay off a mortgage on a house because those things are going for insane amounts of money right now. And again, I know myself. If I had that many, they'd be on eBay and I'd be doing. I can't. The minute I find out something I have is worth money, I'm like, all right, I'm selling you. Except my vintage stuff.
Lee, you stuck around.
Lee's the man. Go to bed, Lee. It's like 2:30 in the morning now. No, kids don't care about. And if we had iPhones back in the day, I think he'd be right. It's a different world. I'm 43. When I was 3, action figures were king. Now, my daughter wants to play Roblox, and she's building her own bed out of a unicorn or something. I don't know. That's what's happening up there. Be good, they gone.
That's normal.
Yeah, that's totally normal. So,
but everybody, thanks for joining us here.
Thanks, guys.
I'm going to click the end broadcast button, and we'll talk to you later.
All right. Be good.
See ya.
Bye, guys.